Hi you guys, it's Lanice, and since today is going to be a very informal video, I'm just going to be informal with you guys. So today I wanted to show you guys something. This I guess is going to be more of a lifestyle video. So today I wanted to do a starter lock wash routine. I am 2 months into this lock journey, and I'm not gonna lie, even though I look kind of crazy right now, I still really like how my hair is turning out. So you know, I don't know what else to say. A few problems that I'm having with my starter locks are my ends like being stringy, and I kind of just want to cut those pieces off, but at the same time it's like, I don't know, does it really matter at the end whenever the goal you're trying to accomplish is really for your hair to kind of be matted up anyway? I don't know. But another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was my seborrheic, I hope I said that right, dermatitis. I just recently went to a dermatologist this week. I'm not gonna call her my dermatologist because I still want to try another one. This particular dermatologist was Caucasian, and not to say that makes her credentials any less. I just know that I probably need to also get the advice from an African-American dermatologist, just because I feel like she would be more comfortable with my hair type and what I'm trying to accomplish as far as my dreads and getting rid of my seborrheic dermatitis. Just to give you guys a brief understanding or explanation of what seborrheic dermatitis is, it is, from what the dermatologist told me and from the research that I've done, it's really just an overgrowth of yeast on your scalp. Yeast is something that we all have on our skin, and women, if you're familiar with a yeast infection, you know, you understand that it's just a change in your body that causes an overgrowth of yeast in that area. And it's kind of the same thing on my scalp. The only thing is that the type of yeast that it is different than that type of yeast down there. But we all have yeast in our skin, and I have an overproduction of that. So no matter how much I oil my scalp, no matter how much I wash my hair, I have consistent flaky, scaly dandruff in my hair, and it's really bad. I'm sorry, I'm just playing in it because I've never really looked at it in the camera, so this video might be a bit annoying, but I've never looked at it on the camera. But I'm sorry, it's kind of bad because I do have my side shaved, and you know, most of the times if you guys are watching my videos, I'm gonna take my glasses off for a second. If you watch my videos, you know, I normally keep my shaved sides low, but I do have periods where I'll go a couple of months without getting my sides shaved, just because I just don't really see the point. I usually just get my hair cut, honestly, on occasion, or you know, just because it's just time. But I'm sorry, I'm not really big on keeping up with my haircut. But as far as my dreads, I did get one retwist during this 2-month period, and I plan on getting another one next weekend, hopefully, and that would have been 5 weeks from my last one. I really wanted to space it out more, probably go like 6 to 8 weeks even before I get a retwist, but I have an event that I would really like to go to and look presentable at, so I'm gonna see about getting a retwist after 5 weeks from my last retwist, and then from here on out I have to really try to go longer without retwisting my hair, because I just, you know, I understand that it's okay to get retwists, but I really just want my hair to get thick and full, and my hair is already thick. Before I dreaded my hair, it was super thick, even with me having shaved sides and trying to keep it. I didn't keep this part low. Like when I would get it straightened, it would kind of fall to about right here, and my hair is shaved all the way around, but it was still kind of long and thick, even though I kind of kept it in what people would consider a low cut. I did have a lot of shrinkage with my hair. I think I probably have type 4B or C hair, probably more 4C because it's really coily and kinky in the back. It might be multiple textures, I don't know. But I did have a lot of shrinkage whenever I had my natural hair, but I still have a lot of hair, and I have not counted my dreads, but I feel like I do have a lot. But even though I have a lot, they're still kind of forming into something thick. Well, anyways, 4 minutes, 5 minutes later into that, I wanted to talk to you guys about how I'm getting rid of my seborrheic dermatitis, or how I'm trying. This is the beginning of a journey. You guys know I like to track journeys and stuff. And I'm trying to see if I can show you how scaly it is. Honestly, I'm going to be honest, this is actually pretty good. But the thing about seborrheic dermatitis is that it's very flaky, and it's very itchy. It itches. Like, I'm embarrassed at work because I'm constantly scratching my head. I know they probably think something is wrong with me at work because I scratch my head so much because it is so itchy. But then around my edges, like, I have pretty thick edges, but it's really scaly. Oh, excuse my nails, y'all. I wasn't planning for that. It's very scaly. Oh my god. If people like to scratch scalps, oh look, I got a gray hair. If people like to scratch scalps, they would really enjoy scratching my scalp. Matter of fact, let me see what will happen if I scratched it. I'll be right back. I grabbed a comb. I'm gonna see if you guys can see what it looks like when I scratch it. I'm trying not to comb my hair too much, just the new growth. But this is actually pretty good right now. I don't know what, I think maybe because I've been oiling my hair and my scalp a little bit more. Even though the dermatologist says I don't need to use oily products. My face, I'm sorry. I don't mean to say I'm sorry, but my friend did a face mask on me last night and I think it irritated my skin a little bit, and my skin's already been irritated anyway because the seasons are changing and I have seborrheic dermatitis on my face also. But okay, I'm sure you guys get the point on how scaly it is, but it's like this all around my hair, and it's pretty bad because I have shaved sides, so you can see my scalp good on the sides when I have a haircut, and it's like that all over my scalp. It's very flaky, very dry, and very itchy. So I went to the dermatologist, and she was a Caucasian dermatologist, but I was so desperate to just going to somebody and getting an opinion on it that I did just go ahead and go to a Caucasian dermatologist. And she basically, this is my second time actually going to a Caucasian dermatologist. The first time was 3 years ago when I lived in Oklahoma. So finding an African-American dermatologist there, I didn't even try it. Oklahoma, no. So when I went to that dermatologist, I'm trying to open this. When I went to that dermatologist, she told me back then that it was seborrheic dermatitis, and she gave me clobetasol foam, which is an anti-inflammatory foam, which works for irritated scalps if it's like inflammation and redness. However, I don't have that. I have scales, and when I went to the dermatologist, so she told me to use the clobetasol cream. It was foam. It was a foam once a week. I cannot wash my hair once a week. I don't care if I have dreads or if I have my natural hair. That's probably the one part of what these dermatologists are telling me to do that I've even heard black dermatologists suggest doing, is washing your hair with these whatever they prescribe you once. This dermatologist said twice. She was really tripping. But anyway, so she told me to use the clobetasol, and she told me to switch between Nizoral shampoo and T-Sal shampoo. I know you guys have probably heard of T-Gel shampoo by Neutrogena. That's like dark charcoal kind of looking or brown colored. But she told me to use T-Sal, which has salicylic acid in it, and it's actually clear. I'm too lazy to go get the bottle out of the shower for you. But she told me to use once she would every other week use this shampoo, every other week use this shampoo, put the clobetasol foam on it. I think she might have said every day. It was 3 years ago. And the clobetasol really did help with the itching. It did help with the flaking, but I still knew that it wasn't healing it. So I stopped using it, and then I went to this dermatologist this week, and she told me that the clobetasol is just for the inflammation. She doesn't treat seborrheic dermatitis with clobetasol. She says that it's just an overgrowth of yeast. So she actually prescribed me some ketoconazole to present. And I'm sure many people on YouTube have used this. Maybe it's worked for some, maybe it hasn't. But I'm going to try it today for this seborrheic dermatitis, and then I'm going to make sure I moisturize it, use a moisturizing shampoo, because she even said that most people do that, that they use 2 shampoos, this and something else, because I want to add moisture back to my hair, because I always have an issue with dryness, probably because I'm not drinking enough of this. And I love water, but I don't when I'm at work. I do not drink. I'm constantly moving, so cheers to good skin, okay? And good hair, all right? Well, not good, but healthy skin and healthy hair. So anyways, I can't stop looking at it, y'all. So she told me to use this ketoconazole shampoo on my scalp, so I'm gonna start applying it in between my right in the parts. And this is the good thing about dreads that I had a real big issue with when I had my natural hair. I could not get my scalp for nothing. I couldn't get it, but now since I have parts, even though I don't have straight parts right now or well-defined parts because I need to retwist, I'm still able to get my scalp more easily. So she told me to use this 2 times a week, which I told her, look lady, look, I am not about to get my hair washed two times a week. You might get lucky if I do it once a week, because I don't really, well, once a week ain't bad, but I don't want to dry my hair out. That's how I feel. She also suggested a few things for my face, but I'll do another video on that. I don't really feel like talking about it right now. So I'm gonna use this shampoo. And it's told me on the bottle, let me actually read the directions. I read them before. It says apply shampoo to damp skin of the affected area and a wide margin of surrounding area. Leave, oh, I'm doing this wrong. Oh well, maybe I should have read the directions before. It's supposed to be mixed with water, but whatever. I could have swore she told me to put it on my scalp, but anyway, it don't matter, because guess what, it's where it belongs. And I'm supposed to leave it up here for 4 to 6 minutes. So while we're waiting on that, I think I've kind of gone over that enough. She also told me that seborrheic dermatitis, because I've heard people, when I watch videos on YouTube on how other people have cured theirs, a lot of African American people suggested this soap called Candida Freedom. And I did try Candida Freedom, or Candida, however you say it, which is a yeast. I did try that soap. It's like a bar soap. I tried it a couple times and I do feel like I did feel less itching and maybe a little bit less for flakes. I'm sure I should have used it more than twice, but I told my dermatologist about that soap and she told me that this is not caused by that type of yeast, so that would be kind of pointless to use because it's caused by a yeast called Malassezia. So that anything trying to kill Candida is not going to do the job because it's not the same. So anyways, I don't know, I think this is also, okay, I'm about to add a little bit of water. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna get this. So I'm just gonna spray it with some water. Let me get this towel right. This couch, is that velvet? It is, it feels velvety. I'm sure it's not real velvet, I don't know. But get this towel right, I don't want no water on it anyway. So let me see. I'm just gonna spray it so I can have a little bit of water to get it to lather just a little bit while I'm sitting here. Trying to get it on my scalp. So yeah. Okay, so anyways, off my hair, y'all, that's, I don't even know if I really finished my point, but I think y'all understand what I'm trying to do with my scalp. And I'll tell you what I do on my next step after I let this sit. So anyways, while we're here, I figured I would talk to you guys about something. Cause y'all don't want to hear me talk about this the whole time. I don't even want to. But I wanted to just talk to you guys about some of the things that caused me to want to see a counselor. Because, you know, this might be a topic that you guys want to know. Or maybe you guys will feel like we relate, and it'll make, if you're too embarrassed or you don't want to see a therapist or you don't see the benefits of seeing a therapist, maybe I'll change your mind, because I really am starting to believe in therapy. Because at one point in time I didn't either, because I was using my therapist as just a vent session, but I wasn't ready to change. So first, I guess that would be the first suggestion I have for you guys. Like, make sure that you're really going to be serious about this. Make sure that you really want to change, because I didn't see how important it was at that time for me to grow up and change. And then these behaviors that I had were so ingrained in me because I had been doing them. Like if I look back, some of the behaviors I had when I'm in a relationship with someone, I have to like, my low self-esteem causes me to like behave in ways that I'm kind of embarrassed. I will call you a million times. I will text you long texts explaining myself. And I know that everybody's probably like, no, everybody does that. Every girl does that. No, I'm telling you, I was like on 10 because I just compulsively used to have negative thoughts. So that's one of the things that I knew was not right, because everybody I talked to would be so positive, and I can be positive for other people, like I can be so positive for other people, but it was like I felt so unworthy and undeserving that I just could not imagine anything good happening to me. Like I just felt like I just didn't deserve anything good to happen to me. I felt like I was a bad person. And so that's one of the things that me and my counselor are actually talking about. And she's giving me worksheets on how to like kind of change that in a way. And I'm so glad that this time I'm serious about wanting to see a counselor. So y'all, if you do want to see a therapist, because I have to pay a copay, even though I have good insurance, I still have to pay a copay. There are other options for people that don't have good insurance, or I know that most jobs offer like a couple of free sessions of counseling. You just want to ask your HR person about that, because I don't have much information on it, but I know that it is out there that a lot of insurance companies are taking mental health seriously, so they're willing to give you guys some free sessions. I'm just trying to make sure I get all of my scalp, honey, because I want to see how good this works. But anyway, so if y'all hear music, I'm sorry. I love music, and I got my speaker going on, and that's really helping me stay calm right now as I record this video. So that's another thing, another reason why I wanted to see a therapist, because I felt like my body is always in an anxious state. I feel like another thing that made me want to see a therapist was like I always had that tight, anxious feeling in my body, like they call it the fight or flight response, and I would always behave off of that feeling. Like I would soothe myself by these behaviors, even though later on I would regret doing these things. I really would feel I would feel soothed by doing things that in the end I knew were gonna be embarrassing, or just things that I probably right now I'm not ready to share, but just know that I was out here wilding. I was out here acting real lame, okay? Just know that. But anyways, so that was another thing. It was like I didn't care to the point about, I just didn't care about what other people thought, to the point to where I would be a doormat almost. Like it's just crazy the way I was out here. But I was just very gullible, very naive. I didn't live in the real world almost. It was like I was telling myself whatever I wanted to hear, or I would go to people that I knew would tell me the things that I want to hear. And that was another thing. I was always going to other people to help me make decisions. It was like I can't make a decision or run through things on my own, because I always needed somebody to tell me that I was right in my decision, or that was a good decision. Like it was never, my validation never was based off of me. It would be off of friends, mostly my parents. Even though I really don't listen to them all the time, I still like didn't want to make my parents mad. Everything was about my mom instead of me, you know, or my daughter. And that's another thing, like the behaviors that I was having, the way I was acting, the way I was feeling, the way I was talking to myself. I saw that I was also acting like that and talking to her like that because I didn't know any other way. But I didn't know any other way to be. Like that's all I knew. So once I saw that she like was starting to act like me and get the parts of me that I really did not like, I was like, okay, it's time for me to get help, because I don't want my daughter to have these type of problems. Now, I understand she's gonna go through her own life and have her own struggles and battles, but there were just certain things that I was like, okay, there's just some certain things that you have to show kids. You can't just tell them. You can't just say, do as I say, not as I do. Like, because kids really just do what they see, you know, and then they grow up to be the same as their parents almost. And that's kind of like what a generational curse is. It's something that just keeps trickling down the family tree almost. And so I was like, okay, it's time to break these generational curses. I could see them repeating themselves and myself and my family. I'm like, okay, well, we got to change this. So I just really wanted to change. I really wanted to change, and that's that. I'm gonna rinse this shampoo out because I'm at 7.5 minutes, so I know it's been in here a good 6 minutes almost. And I'm gonna go take a shower, and I'm going to come back with a super simple starter lock routine because I don't really know anything. Well, I didn't mean to say that, but I don't really know much about starter locks yet. I'm still learning. So anyway, now that I said all of that, so I'm gonna go take a shower and we will come back. Oh, okay, so I'm back from washing it. I put the ketoconazole shampoo on my scalp. I hope I'm saying that right. That the dermatologist prescribed, and then after just rinsing that out, I didn't wash my hair with it because it's the scalp I'm trying to treat, not my hair. I went through and washed my hair with this Design Essentials. My face is dry. Design Essentials almond and avocado moisturizing and detangling sulfate shampoo to add some moisture to it. And now I'm just gonna keep it real simple because I'm not retwisting it. I really, and honestly, the only reason I washed my hair and didn't wait till I got my retwist next week was because I wanted to go ahead and put that on my scalp, see what it does this week, and then that'll allow me to go and get it washed again next week and put it on my scalp again whenever she washes my hair, just to see what it does in the next 2 weeks. Maybe trying to use it once a week. But anyways, I was kind of thinking of a few things while I was in the shower that maybe points I didn't hit on as to why I wanted to see a counselor. I told you guys, oh, sorry. I am actually going through and spraying it with leave-in conditioner. A lot of these products, the shampoo I just showed you, this here, a lot of products. I have a lot of products because I was subscribed to the Curl Box at one point in time. And I'm sorry, I'm actually not gonna use that first. I'm gonna use this rose water. I don't even know if this rose water is good rose water. I just kept hearing rose water, rose water, rose water. Put it on your dreads, put it on your dreads, put it on your dreads. No matter what video I watched, they said rose the freaking water. So I went and bought some. This is the only one I could find because I wasn't going to Ulta. This is the only one that the hair store, I went 2 different hair stores to get this. So I know it's got to be something special to it. Because then all the other ones are fancy and sold at Ulta and Sephora, but not getting them. But anyways, I'm spraying it with rose water. But I told you guys that I wanted to see a counselor because, you know, I didn't want my daughter, I didn't want her to grow up, or I didn't want her to get older and feel how I feel, because my daughter's dad is in prison and I am in a different state from her right now just because of this whole school and residency situation. I don't really feel like sharing it because it's a very touchy topic for me and I don't really want to shed no tears. So anyways, I still didn't want her to be as affected by my behaviors. So I was like, okay, it was time to really change when I noticed it in her. When I say noticed it in her, some of the things were like just signs of low self-esteem, being timid, not being confident in yourself. Now, I don't know what it is since she's been with my grandmother and my cousins. My daughter has became confident in herself, which lets me know that my cousin and my grandma are definitely a big help. I'm putting this tea tree and black castor oil on my scalp, even though I'm sure it's probably not gonna help. But one thing my dermatologist says that I didn't have a very bad layer of scaling. She was like, mine sloughs off real easily, and I really feel like it sloughs off easily due to it had my scalp having oil on it, because there's no way that it can be that scaly with oil on it. Oil's gonna make it moist and sloughy, like she said. So yeah, I didn't want to see it in my daughter, and I didn't want to continue to act like that for myself. Like, I just wanted to be happy, and I always felt like everybody else deserved got oil dripping for it. Everybody else deserved to be happy except for me. And I felt very unloved. I felt very unworthy, to the point to where my counselor asked me, you know, what do you not like about yourself? And I said, the only thing that I don't like about myself is that I don't like myself. Like, that was my answer to her question. She was like, I can't remember her exact reply, because we've met quite a few times, and every time I meet with her, she makes a very good point. I always take a lot of notes, and that's one thing I would suggest. Whenever you go to counseling, you got to do the homework. That's why I said you have to be ready. You have to be ready to change, because going to counseling is almost like going to school or trying to teach yourself something new. You have to take it seriously if you want to get better at it. And so my counselor, she sends me home with homework. I try to make sure I do my homework. She makes good points while we're meeting, and so I can remind myself of these points whenever I leave and go throughout the week to really practice it in my life. I take good notes so I can go back and read it, and I take good notes so I can share it with y'all too. I ain't gonna front. But you know, I feel like I'm just becoming free. Like, these sessions with my therapist, I'm feeling so free that I feel like I'm becoming myself in my real life. And she said that the more that you do things to fill your tank and be happy, then the things that might make you upset won't make you as upset, because you're constantly filling your own bucket. And I just felt like that was so powerful, you know. But I'll share some of the things she said in that conversation in the video. But really, this video, I can't give y'all too much, you know, because then you won't watch the next ones, because you'll feel like I'm just repeating myself. So I'm going to give it to you in bits and pieces. So in this video, I just want to share some of the reasons why I need to brush this, really, why I wanted to go to counseling. Some behaviors that I had, I was just compulsive at everything. I was shopping compulsively. If I felt rejected by someone, I would do anything I could do to get them to talk to me, to the point to where I would just look super desperate. I'm not playing with this water, guys. Where I would just be super desperate, and people just never understood it. Like, people will always tell me things like, you have so much potential, you're so smart, you're so beautiful. But I didn't believe it, and I wanted to believe it. I wanted to see what everybody else saw in me. And that was one of the main reasons I wanted to go to counseling. I wanted to see it within myself, because people would be like, you got it, you doing good. And I'd be like, no. I would downplay myself a lot. My accomplishments wouldn't be that big of a deal. Everybody else's accomplishments are amazing, but mine are just, you know, minuscule. And I just didn't want to feel like that anymore, because if I'm not proud of my own accomplishments, then what do I have to live for? You know, if I'm not loving my life, then what am I living for? And I know I won't finna die. You know what I mean? Like, that's not an option unless it's the option. You know, God made it the option. But, you know, and that's not speaking down on anyone that does feel like suicidal. Like, I understand that too. Like, I never felt the need or the want to commit suicide. Ooh, I don't even know if I should say that on YouTube. But I have felt days where I would be so depressed that I still didn't know or understand why I was here on earth. Like, what am I living for? Like, let me turn this, I need to turn this light up. Like, I didn't see the point in living. Like, there was nothing that was making me happy. Like, I just didn't feel like there was any point in living. Like, I would rather have anyone else's life but mine. And I know it might sound crazy to some, but I know that there are people who can relate. And that's the only reason why I'm sharing something so deep with y'all. But anyway, so I just put that castor oil on my scalp. I put the rose water on my hair. And I'm just going to go through and spray it with this. None of these products are expensive. A lot of them came out of the Curl box that I was subscribed to. I'm no longer subscribed to the Curl box. but I have so many products because I was subscribed for like a year, and the box comes with like, I don't know, I can't recall how many full-size products, but it's a damn enough, just know that. Shoot. And so I probably got this out of it, but it's just a light spray on leave-in conditioner to add moisture. Everything is to try to add moisture to my locks, and this is actually kind of the same routine that I use almost every day. I do, not every day, I'm lying to y'all, sorry, but whenever I do do this, whenever I do a routine, you know, in the morning, or you know, however often I do it, this is my same routine. I add water, or rose water, some oil. I'm actually gonna, I probably should have used the oil last, but I can still put it on my hair because I put it on my scalp. So yeah, the rose water, the leave-in conditioner, and then some oil to seal it in. That's it. But yeah, so you know, those were some of the reasons. There's just the ones I can think of off the top of my head. None of these points were written down. I just felt like talking to y'all while I did my hair. And I just felt like that was a good topic because a lot of people are embarrassed to see a therapist, or they don't really know if they can benefit from seeing a therapist. And I'm telling you, if you felt like me, if I could feel that low and do the things that I did, it was to the point to where nobody could tell me that I was important. Nobody could tell me that I was beautiful, like, and it would be enough, because I didn't believe it. So I hope that the sound don't mess up from me bending over. Just in case it did, let me repeat myself. I said that nobody could tell me I was beautiful. Nobody could tell me that I was enough. Nobody could tell me I was smart. Nobody could tell me those things enough, because I did not believe it. Repeat that. Rewind that back. I did not believe it. So nobody, no matter what anybody told me, no matter how often they told it to me, it was not enough. It wasn't fulfilling, because on the inside I didn't believe it. And that was just another really good reason to go see a therapist, you know. So I'm actually done with my super simple hair routine with my starter locks. If anyone, my light is like really dim, it's not doing me any good, but y'all don't really need to see too much, as long as y'all know what products I use and you're listening to me. That's what I meant. Okay. But anyways, I just wanted to share with you guys some of the reasons. Just, you know, like I said, I didn't write any of that down, so if I missed something, I'm sorry. But if you guys can relate, just comment down below, you know. And if you have any suggestions about my therapist, I mean, if you have any questions or suggestions for videos about, you know, mental health, or about my journey to mental freedom. But anyways, if you guys have anything to say, just comment down below. And again, I think I need a little bit more oil in the back. So again, my name is Lanice, and I deliver you guys content every week. I'm not gonna try to commit to a day, because that's not, you know, just committing to one video a week, maybe 2 videos a week. But anyways, I release videos weekly about nursing, mental health, and, you know, just lifestyle videos kind of like these, because I'm going through a lot journey at this moment also. But if you guys enjoyed this video, if you could relate, if you don't relate but know somebody that can, if you guys are interested in nursing, if you guys have any questions, just if any of these things apply to you or your friends, share my video, like my video, and subscribe to my channel. And once you do that, because I know you probably already did it, make sure you hit that bell notification, okay? So you can see when I post new videos. Wow, videos. Okay, and